Alright, we got a new piece of equipment in. It's the Garmin Striker 4 fish finder that I've been waiting for. I actually ordered this, got it from Bass Pro Shop. I think it was like $105. So the price point is very good if you're looking for a basic fish finder. It's got a very basic GPS at a very cheap price point. Got the installation hardware kit, transducer, power cable, and a fuse holder, the mount, and the actual head unit itself. It's the 4-inch because it's the Striker 4. So now we're going to actually look at including that and attaching it to the power kit here for this Nocqua battery that I have, and we'll see if we can't get this thing to power up. For the install, it should just be some basic tools. I got a couple sets of wire crimpers here, also just something to melt the heat shrink tubing when the time comes. Alright, we're going to start assembling the power cables between the Nocqua battery and the Garmin Striker 4. So we don't need a few of these items, so we're just going to put them over here up out of the way. Alright, these are the two things we're going to need. One is the Nocqua installation kit. Okay, you're gonna have your power cable here. These are gonna be your butt connectors for your splice, and then we have our shrink wrap tubing that we're gonna end up putting over that to keep them watertight. Here's your power cable for our Garmin Striker 4. With an inline fuse. You know, one thing that's very important that people sometimes don't think about or realize, especially when making your own, is, you know, make sure you always have this inline fuse installed. It's going to protect your equipment, and it's going to protect your battery, all those items. Alright. So one of the things I like to do whenever I'm doing any type of installation or things like that is to just kind of basically clear the work area and lay out everything, kind of do a little pre-fit test, make sure everything's going to fit the way it's supposed to. Alright, so once you got everything ready to go here, we're going to put our shrink tubing over the top here, so there it'll be ready to go when needed. We've got our butt connector here. I'm going to do the power cable red first, and all we're going to need to do is place the red cable within the butt connector for the battery, and place the red cable for the fish finder within its butt connector. Now when you do this, you want to make sure you get them very secure, because when we crimp this, there's no going back unless you need to strip it or start over again. So we want to try to be as tight in there together as we possibly can get with these two connectors. Alright, both are very tight inserted. And now we're going to just crimp down doesn't take a whole lot of force to complete that crimp. And all I'm using is just a standard set of little crimps right here. Make sure that's nice and secure. Just crimp it 3 times. Check to make sure nothing wants to pull out, which it doesn't. So tight now, I got it nice and secure. Just double check those spots I crimped to make sure everything's tight still. They are. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is install the second side. We're going to take another butt connector for the black cable. Slide it in, test fit everything. Again, you want to make sure you get as much cable in there as possible. You want a good tight connection. It looks like we've got a good connection here. Looks like everything's inserted nice and tight. So we're gonna do the same here and crimp this one down. Alright, we're going to check and make sure that's nice and tight. Those feel good. Double check our crimp. One more time. Alright, that's good. Alright, so once our crimps are good, the next thing we're going to need to do is apply our heat shrink tubing and get these connectors ready for sealing them up. Alright, now it's time for the heat shrinking portion. So just any type of heat type element's going to work good. I wouldn't recommend like a big torch or anything, but one of these that you can get your local Walmart just works fine. And these butt connectors are actually the type that will also heat shrink down. So we want to put a little heat on those. Be careful not to get the exposed wire here, and that'll help with keeping everything a little bit extra tight here as far as being waterproof. Alright, looks good on that side. Doesn't take a lot of heat. And kind of just work the heat over, back and forth. Seems to be the best way as far as getting good even heating for me. Alright, once we think we got that nice and tight, next step's going to be to put those together and actually apply our heat shrink tubing here. And this is just going to be an additional kind of seal to keep anything out. And basically we're going to do the exact same thing. We're just going to apply some heat and shrink that up. By turning this, I'm just ensuring that I get good, even shrink across it. Alright, so there's our connector. Now we're going to actually test this thing out and see if this thing will work for us. So we're going to take our battery pack here real quick. Just going to install it. Make sure the connectors line up. Screw that in tight. We'll take our Garmin FISHFINDER here. Gonna install that to the power cable. Alright, and a moment of truth, we're going to hit the power here. And it looks like we're powering up. And I would say we have success. Alright, so I hope this installation video has been helpful. If there's any questions or things that you guys want to bring up or ask, feel free to in the comments section. Make sure you hit like, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we'll bring some more videos once I get this installed on the kayak, and we'll do a little on the water test and see how this unit performs.